Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. My name's Lori Lufkin and I'm from Essex, Massachusetts. And today I'm going to make for you heavenly mushroom marsala tarts. These are the most fabulous little appetizer you will ever have, and they are made with the most fabulous product, Philadelphia cream cheese. So it's going to be a combination of marsala wine, mushrooms, bacon, and a crunchy little shell, and the beautiful, beautiful Philadelphia cream cheese. So let's get going. So to start with, I chopped up 4 ounces of bacon. It's about a quarter of a regular bacon package, so you're not weighing or whatever. I'm going to put that in my hot pan. It's really about 4 strips too, just so you know that. 4 to 5 strips. So I've got my pan on about medium. Maybe, yeah, about medium. And all I'm going to do is let this bacon do its thing. I diced it. What I did is I cut it frozen. I cut off a chunk, a fourth of the package of frozen bacon, and then I cut it into strips, and then I cut the strips this way. And what it does for you is give you the tiniest little squares of bacon easily without it all sliding around on your cutting board, which is what would happen if you try to cut it when it was not defrosted. So there's just a little tip for you right there. So let's give this the 5-10 minutes it needs to cook out all the beautiful drippings, and then I will show you what it's supposed to look like. So I gave my bacon about 5-10 minutes, and I have it to a beautiful crispy brown stage, and with a slotted spoon I'm going to take it out because I don't want it to overcook. But as you can see the little teeny bacon niblets? They're so good. But the key to cooking this bacon is to cut them all the same size like I talked about. You could cutting it frozen. So I'm just going to take it all out with the slotted spoon, put it in this little dish on the side. There we go. There, that works. If there's 1 or 2 little pieces left in there, don't get all worried about it. Do one more time. And all of these beautiful bacon drippings in here is what I'm going to cook the rest of the ingredients in. So what we have is a 1.5 cups of sliced leeks. I sliced them about 1/4 inch and then just pulled them apart away from each other. So we're going to put the leeks in. Ooh, bacon happiness in there. These are some happy leeks in all this beautiful bacon drippings. I'm just going to give that a little stir around. Now my heat's on about medium. I would say medium, low. And you have to excuse the fan from my little burner here. That's that little funny noise. You might not know what it is. Then I have 4 ounces of diced cremini mushrooms. These are baby portobellos. And these are going in. And then I have 6 ounces of diced button mushrooms. These are just your everyday white button mushrooms you find at the grocery store. And those are going in. Now, because all of the vegetables that I just put in have a high water content, we need to give them some time. We need to give them a little toss and give them some time to cook down. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes for the mushrooms to lose most of their liquid and for the leeks to become soft and translucent. So let's give that a little bit of time by themselves here, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to go on to the next step. So we're about at the halfway point here at 5 minutes, and you can see that there's some liquid in the bottom, and everything is about halfway cooked. So we're going to give it about 5 to 7 more minutes, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, and we'll move it on to the next step. So it's been about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, and our mushroom mixture has really shrunken, and the pan is nearly dry. That gives you your indication that it's time to add the next ingredient, which is a 1/2 cup of marsala wine. I'm just going to pour this over the mushrooms. And what's going to happen is that the mushrooms are going to drink in all of that delicious marsala flavor, and you're going to be left with with a dish that almost tastes like chicken marsala, but without the chicken. So good. Now we have to be a little bit patient here again and just kind of let this do its thing again and let the alcohol and the rest of the liquid from the mushrooms evaporate out. So we just have to give it its due time again. It's probably going to be about another 10 minutes. So as you can see, the pan is nearly dry again. All of the liquid has cooked out, and the most of the rest of the liquid from the mushrooms and leeks has cooked out, and the aroma of this is just extraordinary. So now we're ready for the ingredient that makes it creamy. What would that be? That would be the Philadelphia cream cheese. So I have 4 ounces of softened Philadelphia cream cheese. It's a half of the full-size bar. I'm going to put my heat down on nice and low, a nice gentle heat now, because all of the serious cooking is done. Now it's more of a heating and making a delightful creamy sauce. So I'm just going to take it by the piece. You can do this with your fingers if you so see fit. Or if you're trying to be neat like I am once in a while, you can use the cream cheese. You can use the spatula. And what I'm going to do now is just let the cream cheese melt. And it's going to all melt down with that little bit of remaining liquid from the marsala and from the vegetables. And right now would be a good time, since I haven't seasoned it, to add a little bit of salt. Not too much, just because, and probably about a half a teaspoon or so, probably because the bacon has some salt in it, and a little bit of freshly ground pepper. Probably the same thing, about a half a teaspoon. But you know what? Salt and pepper are a two-taste kind of thing. So my sauce is coming together. You can see how the cream cheese has transformed those mushrooms into a creamy sauce almost. The chunks of cream cheese that I put in are now all soft and beautiful. So I'm going to reintroduce my cooked bacon back into the mixture. So that's going to add a nice crunch and that nice smoky flavor. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons, 1 to 2 tablespoons, it depends on how much you like them, of fresh chopped chives. It's spring in New England, and this is the first thing that pops up every year. So when I try to get my hands on them and make as many recipes as I can with the chives, just because I know that summer is coming. So I'm going to put in, they're pretty mellow right now. So I'm just going to put in the whole thing, and I'm going to give it a stir. And now this is going to be the filling for our heavenly mushroom marsala tarts. And while all of this was taking place, I put 30 of the little tart shells, the little phyllo tart shells in the oven to give them a little crisp. So give me a minute to regroup here. We'll put together this entire beautiful appetizer for you. So the filling is done, the shells are crispy, and all I'm doing is taking the warm filling and putting it in the crispy shell. Putting it on my little platter. This makes quite a bit of filling. You're going to be able to fill at least 30 of these little phyllo cups. And then you might even have a little bit left over to stuff a chicken breast with. Delicious. Put on a crostini. Excellent. This filling is very, very versatile. You can make it ahead of time as well, and then just heat this and the shells together on a tray in the oven before your guests arrive. You can make this 2 or 3 days ahead of time. There are just so many great things about this recipe that you can do it ahead of time. And the other thing is, I feel that when a recipe starts with bacon and ends with Philadelphia cream cheese, nothing can be bad about that. My name is Lori Lufkin. I'm from Essex, Massachusetts, and these are heavenly mushroom marsala tarts.